Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in the world. It is a day. It's a Monday, you know? It's a Monday. Although for me, because of how my work works, my weekends are often most days, like, during the weekday. So, like, because I just got done with a long string of work. Not to mention, the Super Bowl was this weekend, and I had to work on Super Bowl Sunday, so that was fun. But I'm here, and I am good to go, and we're gonna have some fun today. We're gonna learn some stuff, we're gonna make some stuff, we're gonna do all the things. So yeah, thank you for coming in and checking me out. Don't I look nice today, you know? I had to comb my hair a bit, you know? Anyway, just a small bit of housekeeping before we actually get into the stream. I have posted this onto Twitter, but in case you guys are wondering about my stream schedule for this week, Monday through Friday, as always, from 12 to 2 Central Time. I will be working in Unity and or Blender, stuff like that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna reset my position to right here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So yeah, I'll be working in Unity every day this week. Hopefully I won't have to go back to Blender this week, but you know, we'll see. If we have to adjust some kind of animation or whatever, then we will go back, and of course we will have to go back eventually to finish up the other animations. Right now, my only goal is to make it so that we have kind of a basis for our animations and whatnot. But yeah. Otherwise, today, Wednesday, and Thursday. Keep that in your heads. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I will be doing a bonus stream. Bonus. Those will always take place after the initial stream. I will give myself a bit of a break in between, but nothing more than like 15 to 30 minutes. Just to kind of get reset, get everything set up for you guys before we actually get started. This week, in kind of moving forwards until I think, you know, maybe there's something better that I can play, or if you guys are interested in me playing something else. I know some of you have followed me for my DVD, my Dead by Daylight streams, and I thank you for that. But currently I am playing through The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Master Mode. We have a good old death counter, which is currently sitting at 10, as you can see. So that's always fun. And yeah, bit of interesting news with that. Well, I'll get into that later. Anyway, but yeah, for now we are working in Unity. So yeah, with that being said, let's get right on into it, shall we? So, so where we had last left off, and I have done a bit of finagling around to kind of, you know, see some things. I've watched a video or some. We were trying to attach a camera to this guy so that we could actually like move around and follow him. As of right now, what I have set up is that because we have updates set to set velocity, he kind of just goes. I'm not sure what our camera's doing exactly, but it's doing something. So yeah, you know, that's always fun. You know what? So, okay. So I have this virtual camera over here, which is the Cinemachine camera. And I believe I want the body of it, like the main function that it has, to be under orbital transposer. Jeez. The thing is, in the tutorial that I am following along to, the body function that it puts is third person follow, which, you know, would make sense. But if I go into the body area here and look at the drop down, there's nothing that is labeled as third person follow. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that is or what I'm supposed to do with that. Here, let me see if I can look it up real quick. Cinemachine 2019 third person follow. That should do it. Okay, here we go. Here's a video from back in 2019. 2018 rather. Can't even see what he's working with. Simple follow with world up? Or is that's that one. Okay. So what's it under? Orbits, access, control. Oh, it's not under anything. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So yeah, that video is too old. Well, I suppose, if anything, we can just do some trial and error kind of stuff. So first off, I'm going to disconnect these two so he doesn't constantly move. And let's just see what happens when we go into the game. Ah, that's fun. So I think what's happening with that is that the follow target, which you can see here, is linked to the neck of the transform, which isn't exactly what we want. So what I'm going to do is under our character, we're going to create an empty game object, put it in there, and then we are just going to position it where the neck was, so about right there, I'd say. And we're just going to name this follow target. Simple. And then back on our camera, we'll set our follow to follow target. And now, because it's not attached to the animation, so to speak, yep, that's what I thought. It is a lot smoother. And when we move our mouse around, the camera moves, which is good, but that's not exactly what we want. So let's try simple follow with world up. See what that does. Okay, this is good. Let's also try. Okay, so let's also see if having him look at will help. Ah, there we go. Okay, we are getting somewhere with this. Whenever we move our mouse around, the camera moves with us. It does not seem to have an up and down function, which is interesting. Okay, I'm going to make this a bit bigger because we are able to kind of edit this somehow. I know we are able to edit it, I just don't know how. Do I have to click on this? No. Oh, what? Wait. Hold on. Something happened. Did my computer just lag behind for a second? Huh. Oh, weird. Okay. Let's see. Field of view we want to be kind of small. Well, actually, we want our field of view to be a bit big, but we want to... Oh, we do not want a Dutch angle. I should have seen that coming. We want it to be closer to him. Let's see. Lens field of view. Oh yeah, I forget I can change the near clip and the far clip plane. So like if I can bring this all the way down. Bang, 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 bang goes the mouse. Bang, 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 bang goes the house. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. So yeah, so you could theoretically make it so that you can only see so far and make it like a kind of like some kind of third person horror game of sorts. But for now, we're gonna leave it like that. Priority wouldn't do it. I can't up. Well, I can up the scale, but that's not gonna do anything. And I can't change any of the rotation or any of that. Let's see. Look ahead time. Yeah. Okay. So this is our thing. We can move it around. Okay, that's good to know. So I want it to be about there, I'd say. Yeah, that's too high. This is too low. Let's have it about right there. That seems good. If I do, I forget. If I do lock to target with world up, then that just means that I can't move the camera, right? Yeah. Or does it? Wait. It does. Hold on though. Simple follow with world up. Let's change orbital transposer to framing transposer? Oh, no. Just normal transposer? Let's see what this does. Okay, moving the mouse doesn't do anything. Okay. Oh, right, track dolly. That makes sense. That's more for like cinematics and whatnot. Sorry, I was framing my window so that I could see the tutorial that I'm watching and the chat at the same time. I know that there's a way that I can make up and down movements, but I'm trying to figure out what that is. Aim, POV? Oh, I see. Oh, that's interesting. That's weird. That's really weird. Hard look at composer, group composer. What about same as follow object? What does that do? Well, it's just looking forwards. So So if it's hard, look at. Okay, that's kind of what we want, but I feel like Composer did the same thing, right? Yeah, Composer did the same thing, it just has this framing on it. Okay, I'm gonna continue watching the tutorial real quick. I'll probably go quiet for a minute, so just know that I'm only watching the tutorial. I'm going to try to look up something more accurate to what I'm working with. Because if you didn't know, I'm working in Unity 2019. Here we go. This seems promising. Okay. So, didn't learn Well, okay, I learned how to properly use this more or less. And that I now know how to adjust these. So like the follow offset thing up here is what determines, you know, where this is, where the camera is. And then down here, let's see, screen X. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's pretty nice. Horizontal dampening. Look ahead time. I have a feeling I know what this is. Maybe. I don't know. Leave that there. And then the dead zone height and width. It doesn't really matter for our case, I don't think. Because I can make this as big as I want, as wide as I want. But because the camera is looking at the target, that doesn't really matter. What I'm wanting to do is I want to be able to look up and down, you know? Also, I want to be able to move it quicker. So let's just decrease the acceleration time and deceleration time to 0. Yep. Okay, that's responsive. Okay, so let's switch that to let's just do a simple 0.1, 0.1, just give it a little bit. And then let's see, max speed, let's put it at 500. And do not invert the axis. Just because that's what I'm used to. There we go. If I want to look left, I move my mouse left. If I want to look right, I move my mouse right. Yep. And the 0.1 thing is good. I might maybe make it a bit smaller, but that's good for now. How in the world do I look up and down? It's not any of those. I guess I'll Google it. Cinemachine. What would it be? Camera y-axis? I don't know. Free look camera, sure. Oh. Did I add? Oh, I added the wrong kind of camera. Okay. So let's delete that. We want a free look camera. Our follow is follow target, and look at is follow target. Okay. Oh goodness, there's a lot more stuff here. Let's see. Okay, this is the access control stuff. This is good. This is good. Simple follow with world up. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so this bottom rig, middle rig, and top rig, if I focus on the camera here, you may notice instead of the normal 2 rings that I had before, or not 2 rings, the normal 1 ring, we instead have 3 rings. And we also have this kind of dotted line right here that that goes between the bottom, middle, and top rings. What this basically is that whenever I look up and down, when it gets to the very top, the camera will circle around this circle. When the camera gets to the very bottom, it'll circle around this circle. And you can basically change this as much as you want. So if you really wanted to, for instance, and let's see if I can actually do this relatively quickly. Let's see. Trying to find where the where to scale it is. It's not the dead zone in screen. So would it be under aim? Look at override. It'd probably be under body, but like well, now I'm trying to figure out how to do this correctly. I'm just trying to move the thing down. Jeez. Okay. Well, basically, I can kind of show it here. Like, it's at the very bottom now. I'm rotating around. If I move my mouse up, it'll go to the top. It'll basically be like that. So that's good. That's fun. But unfortunately, we want to kind of override all this aim stuff. So hold on. Oh, here's the radius. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could make the bottom ring really big, and then if I go into play mode, and then I look down, as I look down, it'll actually move farther away, and when I look up, it's, you know, closer. So you can have some real fun with this if you want to. You can make some really weird stuff. Wait, is that how I like it? Yeah, this is how I like it. Okay. Okay, now I need to... Okay, I'm gonna focus more on this for now. Because we want to adjust the radius and the heights of all of these to be a little more accurate. So let's make this 0.1. Let's see, how tall is this guy? Is this guy 2 units tall? He's about 1.5 units tall, I'd say. Yeah, about 1.5. So then, let's have the middle rig be pretty much at height. So let's do 1.4 for now. Yeah, okay. And then top be 2, I guess. Maybe not. Wait, that seems high. Oh, it's according to where it's targeted? Hold on. Yeah, I can't change that value. Spline curvature. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe we do need these to be a lot lower. Okay, so it looks like 1.7-ish. So it looks like, okay, it looks like negative 1.7 is 0 for us. So if we want it to be 1.5 up, then it needs to be negative 0.2. Okay, that still doesn't look right. Or is it negative 1.2? Oh, right. We didn't want it at 1.5. We wanted it lower. We want this at negative 0.2. There we go. And then we can have this at 1, I guess. Okay, let's bring this radius in. And now let's see how that looks. Gonna make this bigger. Okay, if I look down, kind of looking up his butt, above. Okay, that's not terrible. That is not terrible at all. I actually wanted to go a bit lower when we're at this angle because I wanted people to see his entire body. So, okay, let's go back. Oh, you know what? We can actually do this during play mode. They actually have this thing called save during play. This thing. And it allows you to change the values of things as you play and have it be saved. Whereas normally, if you were to adjust something as you were playing it, then it wouldn't save and it would revert back, which can be useful a lot of the times when you're just wanting to mess around, so you go into play mode for a bit. Excuse me. However, that's not exactly what we want. Let's actually increase our field of view. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's put it at a clean 60. Ah, that's how you do that. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think we want our bottom rig to be a bit lower. We don't want it to be into the floor necessarily, but we want it to be very close. And we also want it to be a lot closer to him. Let's take a look at that. There we go. Okay. That's not bad. If we make it just like go straight into the floor, does it like not okay? Oh, you know what? It's because I know why this is happening. Because the underside of a plane is invisible, so that makes sense. Okay, so we want. Let's see. Is there an extension? Cinemachine collider. That's what we want. Obstacle detection. Collide against everything. Maybe just default. Let's just do default for now. Preserve camera height. I think we want to pull camera forwards. Okay, so now when we try to go under, it should collide. Oh no, not quite. It does not, in fact, collide with the ground. If we hit preserve camera height, no. Preserve camera distance, no. My only guess, and you see it did, oh no, it didn't switch back. That's probably good though. My only guess is that the plane that we're working with here, oh right, I turned off so I couldn't touch it. Oh, it has a mesh collider. So that's interesting. I mean, that would make sense. Oh, that would make sense because if our character is up, then when it drops, it'll actually hit. Yeah, like that. It was a little hard to see because of the frames, but it did actually hit. So there is a collider there. So what am I missing then? Is the... Oh, it's underground. Okay. Well, maybe that's what we wanted to collide against only. So let's switch it from collide against default to collide against ground, and default for that matter, because now it's mixed. And now maybe, yes, okay, you can actually see it. You can see it happening over here when I go down into the ground. Well, now it's not doing it. It does it for like a second, it seems. There it goes. Yeah, see that, now it's working. Why wasn't it working before? Why is it not working except for that one angle? What in the world? It's only working if we're like in front of him for some reason. That's so weird. What? Why is that a thing? Why? That doesn't make any sense. I am very confused. Why would that be a thing? Minimum distance from target, avoid obstacles, distance limit, camera radius, pull camera forward, daily shot target distance, optimal target distance? Huh? I'm very confused. Oh, wrong button. Now I'm like, wait, if I rotate this 180 degrees, say, now will it only work behind? Like, what? No, it's still only in front. Oh, that's good to know. So it's got something to do with the character then? Let's see. It's detecting whether it's in front or behind the character, which is ironic because we want it to happen when it's behind the character more than when it's in front, which is hilarious. Maybe if we try preserving camera height, that it would work. Yeah, I legit have no idea. Wait, now it's only doing it on like a 90-degree angle. What in the world? Yeah, it's only doing it in like this area right here. Right here. That's so weird. Why does that happen? Can I just bring in like a huge, like a cube of some kind? Just put it right there, right in the camera's way. Call it ground. Call it a day. Like, will it get in the way of that? Yeah, okay, that's moving forwards. It's moving forwards in front of that. Except sometimes it doesn't. Or no, it does. Okay, that's good. That's good at least. The only reason why I'm bothered by this at all The only reason I'm bothered by this at all is because sometime in the future, it might come into play again. And it'll be too late to fix it once we get to that point. Hopefully it won't be, but it might. I don't know. But for now, I think it'll look fine. But yeah. I doubt this will fix it, but it's worth a shot. I saw it work for a second. It worked for a darn second. Maybe it's because it's invisible underneath or something. I'm honestly not sure. I feel like there's something very specific going on here that's like above what I know. And I'd have to go into like the actual code of how the engine and the camera works. Something like that. That's okay though. Okay. Let's delete Mr. Default Cube for now. Good. Okay, okay, so we got a simple camera set up, and it works good enough. So now let's actually move on to the movement, so to speak. And with this, we basically want two things. Okay. We want him to move forwards no matter what. Until we get to the point where we can lock onto people, and then we have to, like, move side to side. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Must not got enough sleep last night or something. I don't know. Yeah. Also, hydrate, boys. Hydrate for the win. Okay, so we want him to move forwards. Like, his character, we want to move forwards, whether he's moving forwards, left, right, or backwards. We want, because the animation that we have currently is only of him running forwards or jogging forwards. We don't have anything right now that is walking or like, strafing to the side or whatever, which we will have at some point, but we don't have that yet. And I've kind of got some things in here already to kind of help me with that, but so basically what we want is we always want to set the velocity to, whatever the speed is. Actually, for that matter, let's create a new variable and just call it speed, and that's just going to be let's just make it a float value, and for now it's going to be 5. And then we're going to drag that variable in here, and then we're going to take this XYZ vector 3, and we're going to extract it out into these 3. We're going to set the Z value to whatever the speed is. And as with most things coding, it's a lot more complicated to do something very simple, but because it's so complicated, you're able to do so much with it. So what this is basically doing right now for me is that I can bring in this variable and use it wherever I want, but specifically I want to use it for speed. So, and what this helps me do is that instead of having to search through all of my code to adjust the speed on every single, set velocity vector or whatever, I can just adjust the value here to like 3 or 10 or whatever, and then it'll automatically change everywhere that I set it. So it can be very handy. And that was kind of something that, like, early on, I was like, why do I have to set a variable for everything? Why can't I just set it? And it took me a while to learn that that's why. Okay, so let's go ahead and make this full screen, or at least bigger. So we have our start and update events, which, you know, the start is a one-time thing that the first time when this function boots up, that is what it does. And then update is something that happens every single frame, which is what we want to do when we control our character. We want him to be able to move every single frame, not just the first frame. So for now, I'm going to get rid of start. And let's see. There's a couple of things I'm going to need. First, I'm going to need some input. So let's just type in input. And we want input. Yeah, let's do input get access, I believe. We could do get key for now. Let's do get key for now. If only because I am working with a keyboard. Once I get my controller set up so we can actually use a controller to play this game or to like test things and whatnot, then I will switch over to get access. Because the cool thing about axes is that you can basically have multiple different inputs towards the same value, so to speak. So like pressing W on my keyboard would be the same as moving up on the left control stick on my gamepad. And then it would both register as a positive number on the get access, thus being able to control things and stuff. But for now, we're just going to do get key. And I'm just going to duplicate this 1, 2, 3 times. And just set these kind of down here. And we're going to set it as W, A, S, and D. Just like that. And along with these, we're going to get these things called branches, which is basically a true-false question, or like a true-false thing, as you can see here. And it's basically asking, you know, so whenever okay, let me back up a bit. So input get key is basically, it detects whether you are pressing down a certain key. In this case, it's detecting whether you're pressing W. And whether you are or not, it will output a Boolean value, which is a true-false value, to tell you whether you are pressing it or whether you are not. Whether that is true that you are pressing W, or if it is false that you are pressing W. And we can connect that to our branch here, so that if it is true, our flow is what it's called, continues on the true value, or if we are not pressing it, then we can also have stuff happen if it is false. There's a lot that we can do with branches, and a lot of my coding is honestly based around that. So, but for now, we are just going to do a simple connect, like so, to all of these. And then on our update, I believe this is what we're supposed to do. Could be wrong, but we're going to find out. I need a sequence of 4 steps. And this basically lets you do multiple things through a single update function. And it's going to detect all of these. Okay, now we get into the fun part. So when we hit W, what do we want to do? Well, we want the character to face, you know, forwards relatively, relative to our camera, I would say, and then we want him to move at the speed at which we set. So that means that we would need the camera rotation. Luckily, I happen to have that here, I think. What is that float value actually? Hold on a second. get rotation, get Euler, get Y. Okay. And the Y-axis is, yeah, it's that axis. Okay. Switch over back to that and go back into here. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to tell us, I believe, okay, so the Euler angle is, what is that? It's not 0 through 1, I think it's 0 through 360. Hopefully. Well, you know what we could do actually. Let's just let's minimize this, and we can actually watch these numbers go by. So we go into play mode and we go into here. Okay, yeah. So we can see that the value is constantly changing down here. I literally pointed at the screen for a second. And it's telling us between 0 and 360 what direction we are wanting. So let's do something simple here. So we have our value of our camera rotation right here. If we hit W, we want to set the rotation of our character of Ybot to equal the rotation of our camera. We want him to go forwards. So we need set rotation, transform set rotation, and we want to, and currently these are quaternion, I think it's what it's called. But these are not the kind of angles that we want. I know there's stuff that you can do with that, but what we want is that we want the Euler angles. And this base, maybe, hold on. Get Euler. There we go, that's what we want, maybe. Okay, no, that's, yeah, that doesn't connect. Okay, never mind. We want this because it's, yeah. So apparently quaternion or quaternion, I don't know. I'm going to call it quaternion because it's a slew of words that I don't understand anyway. Anyway, normally it has 4 different angles to it. So like if I drag this out and just do quaternion literal, you can see there's 4 values, X, Y, Z, and W. Don't ask me what W does. I don't know. It's in the 4th dimension, literally. So I literally don't know what it does. Okay, so what we're wanting to do is to set the Y value here to what the camera is. So we're just going to connect those two. We're going to drag this over, and we're going to connect the flow to true. So this is basically telling us whenever we hit the W key, we want to set the rotation to the Y value of the camera. Okay, so let's go ahead. It's always good to test things whenever you make a change like this. So we're going to go in, and we're going to rotate the camera. Everything seems fine. I'm gonna look in a different direction. We're gonna hit W. Whoa! Oh yeah. I forgot about this little quirk. Okay, so what happened there? What happened was it technically did work. Our character rotated to face the direction that we wanted it to. However, because our character rotated, our camera also rotated. So I think something that we can do to fix that actually is by going to our camera here, and then instead of lock to target with world up, we can do simple follow. And again, this is just a guess, so I don't know for sure. Yes, okay, that is correct. So if we use simple follow, then if we hit W here, he will face forwards. And it does, and we can hold forwards, and he will continue to face forwards like that. And look at us go, we're already gaming, boys. Now, the simple thing that we need to do before we add on our speed is that we need to adjust these so that, you know, that they're accurate to these 4 degrees. We also need to do it so that when we hit more than 1, it creates like a certain angle of sorts. And for that, we might need to switch into axes a little earlier than I thought. So let's disconnect these real quick. And I'm just going to take these and move them off to the side for now. And we're going to get axes. Input get axes. I think, yeah, it's raw that we want. And let's see. Trying to remember where this is located at. Preferences. General? No. Project settings. Input manager. Here we go. And we have horizontal and vertical. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so those are our 2 axes, horizontal and vertical. And vertical is associated with W and S, as well as up and down arrow keys, and horizontal associated with left and right, or the A and D keys. Okay, so let's do horizontal, and you have to make sure you spell that correctly, otherwise it will not work. Vertical. Okay. And because we have these 2, I'm going to switch the sequence to just 2. Okay, now, I'm trying to think how to do this. Let's just read these values real quick. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, let's see. I'm going to create 2 new variables, horizontal as a float and vertical as a float. And we're just going to do a quick set on these. Oops. And by the way, if you are working in Bolt, you can drag these out, but if you just drag them out, you're going to do a get variable. So if you want to set a variable, you have to hold down the Alt key. So you can kind of see as I'm hitting it and letting go, hitting it, letting go, it changes between the 2. So yeah, quick little tip. Okay, so now the horizontal and vertical is going to be registered there. And this is just to show me what values there are. Well, I gotta go into the game. Okay. The values are down here. Okay, vertical goes from forwards is 1, backwards is -1, horizontal, right is 1, and left is -1. Okay, so WD is good, AS is bad. That's actually a good way to think of it. WD-40 oil, good. AS, that's yeah, it's a word. Okay. So with that in mind, what we want to do is, okay, we want it so... we could put a lot of if then values here. Okay, I know that there's a way to do this properly, so I'm gonna look something up real quick. Unity diagonal movements. that's not what I want. Ah, here we go. This video seems promising. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try and determine and figure out what this guy's doing. So, the basic idea is that if I were to do this normally, then our movement speed would increase if we move diagonally, which we don't want to have happen. So what we want is a little thing called move towards, right here. And with this, and yeah, we'll label it per second, we have our current location, our target location, and our max delta. I forget exactly what that is. Bolt, move, towards max delta. Documentation says it's the maximum speed it will move towards the target point. What does it mean by speed? Is it based on time? Is it based by frame rate? Okay, it's per call. That means if you are moving towards target, then the max distance delta is the distance added to step from current toward target. If the actual distance remaining is less than max distance delta, will be placed on target position. So if max distance delta is 5, every call will move the current 5 units closer to the target. It will never overshoot the target. Typically, you will multiply the max distance delta parameter with delta time. Huh. That's a lot of words. Distance added to the current target. The actual distance remaining is less than max distance delta we place on target position. Okay, sounds like a lot of trial and error, personally. So we're going to leave it at 0 for now. But what we want is okay. Shoot. Okay, I'm sorry about that. We need to create a new vector 3. Oh shoot, not 30. There we go. And we need to, okay. need to set horizontal as the X. And wait, yeah, no, this will be fine. The Y as vertical, leave Z as 0, and then we need a position, transform set position to whatever this move towards is. Well, we need to multiply this by time or speed, don't we? Maybe we need speed to be max delta. I don't know. Here's an idea. Let's do that. Do that. Wait, no. Do that and that. The first one, and then the second one. Set position. Current target. Okay, the current we need get position. We need to copy that because the target is wherever we were plus this new vector. I think we might want to set it to Z actually. The vertical, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe. I'm hoping this is correct. I'm worried. I'm worried that it's not gonna do what it's supposed to do, but it might also be local, so it might not be global. Okay. So we need this. We need add vector 3. Boom. Put that in. Okay, this is a bit messy, but I'll clean it up. I just want to test it real quick, and then I'll kind of explain what I did. Okay, that's kind of what I feared. Okay. This might work. Oh, you know what? We never set the rotation, did we? Wait, but it's still not... Well, that's true. So then if we... Right, okay. So we need to set the rotation based on that? Wait. Let's add another key sequence here. Drag that into there. Do that. Let's see if this works. No. Okay. Maybe if we set local. It's still. So how do we do? How are we gonna create? Unity. How to move. Okay, so I'm going to explain what I'm doing really quick, just because I know I haven't been talking for a bit. So the problem right now is that whenever I hit W, whenever I want to move forwards, it does technically move forwards, but it moves forwards in terms of the world, meaning that it's always going to move on the Z-axis of the world, not necessarily the character. And that's because whenever I get access raw or whatever, anytime that I do vertical, it always affects the global Z-axis and not the local Z-axis of the character. And I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. The other one. There's a value called forwards. Could be useful. Okay, hold up. Okay, that's kind of funny. There are some random values up here. Oh. Okay, they're gone now. Okay, we want vertical. Do we set to that? I don't know. Let's change these to vector 3s to track what we're doing here. Bop, 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 bop. I'm just curious what it's going to set. Okay, I didn't think that would work. And it doesn't. So yeah. Okay, we're going to extrude these to, I guess, create vector 3. No, that's not right. That's not right. Why is this so difficult? This should not be this difficult. Maybe if we use this instead. I don't know why, but, well... Oh. Okay, this could be interesting. Current, target, next delta distance. I doubt this will work, but you never know. Oh, right, I forgot. We need our good old create vector 3. Here we go. X and Z. Set that down there. There we go. Okay, so it is registering, but it's not like doing anything. Okay. Well, that was worth a shot. Is there a way to do the move towards, but like just with numbers? I think normalize is the one. Normalize, yeah. Returns a unit length version of a 3D vector. Returns a unit length version of a 3D vector. Okay. So maybe we want this. Set local position. Move that back here. Set that. Okay. Yep, that's what I thought. You know, it's funny. I know I've done this before. Like, I had worked on a previous project where I had made this work. Maybe it was 3D test? I was about to say, don't you dare close this one down. I'm actually gonna save this real quick. Holy frick. Okay, save project. Okay, it's still loading up. Oh yeah. Now let's see if I made this correct on this one. Nope. Whoa. We are really high in the air for some reason. What in the world? Okay, let's see what I tried to do here. Huh. Yeah, I don't think that worked. I'm not sure what I was trying to do there, but it did not work. Okay. Oh, what am I thinking? Third person movement. Totally forgot Brackies did a video on this. Okay, I'm gonna watch this for a minute, so I'm gonna go silent for a bit. Okay, he's installing Cinema Machine. Okay, so it does use the character controller, which I guess I should have been using by now. So let's go ahead and do that. What's a component? Character controller. And the center of it, we need a bit more up. Radius is smaller. And height's just a bit smaller. We want it basically the size of our capsule collider. Wait, so we did the get access raw like we did, and use those to create a new vector 3, which we also did. Horizontal, vertical, normalize the value. So far we're correct. Okay, so this is where it gets a little different. He's not using these. He's using a character controller thing. Called, well, would you believe it? Move. Okay, and he's got this motion here. I think he doesn't use any of this. He just takes the normalized vector and just plops it in there, except he multiplies it by the speed, so we're going to do that too. He also multiplies it by delta time. So multiply, and I could just do that. Cool. And delta time in Bolt is called per second. Okay, now let's see if it's working as we expect it to. Ah, well, ain't this fun. What exactly is happening here? Why are we moving? I have no idea why we're moving, actually. Although I did forget to connect these, so there's that. Okay, there's an error. Okay, this I was expecting. what we can do is actually just create a vector 3 and then have speed set to all of them. It's kind of a workaround, but it works. Okay, now let's see what happens. Oh, unfortunately we still have it incorrect. Okay, let's see if he does anything different. Okay, yeah. Okay, so he currently has his direction not oriented to the camera as well. The what? What I don't understand right now, because he's doing this whole thing of like ATAN 2 or whatever, but like if we move, our character rotates. It's not that hard. But we still are not moving in the right direction. Yeah, that's all fine. Let me try and look up third person movement Unity bolt. Here we go. goodness, I did not know that was a thing. Okay, so apparently there's this thing called transform vector. Yeah, transforms vector from local space into world space. And apparently if we just do that, then it should work. Maybe. Oh my gosh, we got a character. Oh, thank God. Okay. So we got that going for us now. Good. Okay. Now, okay, so after that, let's see, he did something else. Yeah, set up the camera. Right, the whole Y speed thing. Okay. So first off, I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to select all of this, move it up here. Right, we calculate those to create that. Yep. Okay. Okay, yeah. Actually, we don't even need this anymore. So before this, we need in between here. Okay, so basically at this point, I'm wanting to set gravity. So there's a couple of things that we need for this. We need, well, okay, I'll just search it up by its function. We need is grounded. And that's basically going to detect if it is grounded. We're going to connect that to a simple branch. We're going to create a new value called Y speed. And that is just going to be a float. And then okay, that's what he's doing. Oh. Okay, so what he does is that he takes, what is this? He takes the Y speed and then he subtracts. I believe it's generic, but I don't think it matters too much. And then he gets a per second value. And he does 20, so I'm just going to do the same and adjust from there. And then if this is true, we're going to set the Y speed. Okay. And then he connects all that together. So we're going to make this into 4 steps. And bring that down here to there. Okay, and now that we have our Y speed here, we are going to adjust that into our vector. So I believe he wants to, yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this and then set Y. And then we're going to set y to this value. And chainable, right, yeah. I think that's what it does. Yeah, that's correct. That's actually really handy to know because I didn't know how to do that before. I had the whole set y thing. Set is required but is never entered. What do you mean it's never entered? It's down here, you doofus. Okay, this should work. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. Yep, gravity is created. But now nothing works. Okay, what happened? Invalid operation exception. The value target output on this thing cannot be fetched dynamically. It must be assigned. Okay, that's actually really easy to get around. What that's basically asking us is to create a variable for it for whatever reason. So I'm just going to create a thing called input vector. This is actually what the guy did, but I didn't think I would need to do it, but apparently I do. So we're just going to bada bing bada boom. And we're going to have this variable set first, and then we're going to get the variable. Put it over there. Okay, that should work. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Oh. Must be assigned. Still must be assigned, eh? Let's see. There is something that I'm doing wrong here. Okay, I'm gonna try doing this almost exactly how this guy's doing it. This guy is basically doing multiple update functions, which isn't really necessary, but whatever. And he's got get input vector, get y speed, the set y function. Where did I delete that? I deleted that. Make that chainable. Connect that and that and that, and then get this, put it in there. Okay, let's test this. I basically just made it exactly how he made it. Something's not working. Okay, where is this falling apart at? Oh. Oh wait, we are moving. We are actually moving. Hold up. We are moving, but because of per second stuff, we're actually going very slow. So let's just do 50. I thought we were moving at all. We were just moving very slowly. We are still moving super slow. I'm maximizing it because sometimes that changes certain things. Uh-oh. Now we don't seem to be moving at all. That's weird. What broke? Wait, why? Why does he constantly add y or subtract y speed? That doesn't make any sense to me. Hold on. What if I just set it to per second -20? That would work, right? Are we moving down? We are slowly... No, we're not. We're not moving at all. Well, that's something. I'm just imagining like some epic anime music playing in the background, like okay. Yeah, okay. I think there are some things in here that this guy does that works fine, but when I do it, it just goes wrong. First off, let's get rid of a bunch of the per seconds for now, at least, because I don't think it's really helping at this moment. Oh, you know what I just realized? Well, no, I can't do that because it's after it normalizes. What is... Hold on, let's... We're going back a bit. But this should be fine. Huh! Well, we moved very quickly. Where's our speed? Yeah, set that back to 5. That's still extremely fast. Why is it so quick? I have no idea why we are moving so quickly. That's kind of insane. Why speed isn't being used? Wait, what's the normalized vectors? It's just like 1, right? Yeah, okay, it's just like a 1. We multiply that by whatever our speed is, which is currently at 5. What if we set it to 1? What if we just multiply it by 1, not multiply it by anything really? How fast do we go then? We still go extremely fast. I think this is because it's trying to move 3 units every frame, which I think is why the per second thing happened. So let's add a per second here, per snickety, and now kind of see what our speed is like. A lot slower, but consistent. Okay. Now let's bring back our speed back up to 5. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna adjust the camera real quick. Where is it? I have to adjust those for all of them? Okay. Okay, now let's try it. It should stay more on the character now. A little jitteriness on the character's part. Curious why it's jittering so much. It's definitely the camera, which is interesting. Oh, you know what? I know what's happening. So, okay, our target is here. I bet, yeah, our Y-bot. Okay, so let's add a new layer. Just call it player. There we go. Yeah, change children. Okay, now it should be fixed. So I think what was happening is that the camera was colliding with the player, or like the player himself got in the way of the camera. So yeah, now there's not really any more jitteriness, which is good. That's what we want. Okay. Now that we have basic movement, and I'm gonna set this actually to 10 because I feel like it's a little more accurate. Okay. Now we need to calculate fall speed. I'm gonna set a quick bool for is grounded, just so I can track it. Yeah, this is basically just gonna intercept that. And then when they are not grounded, the Y speed should be set to -20, which should be added on to this right here. Let's see if we can just set the Y as before. I doubt we can, but it's worth trying. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. So there's a way to do this otherwise. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we need to take this, get rid of that, and we basically need to extrude this into its X, Y, and Z components. And then we need to take this, extrude its X and Z components, and then just set that as the Y. Simple. And I hope this would work. Yep. It totally just works. Man, it's so funny because this guy that I was watching went into this whole spiel about, like, okay, you gotta have like these two areas that, like, you set the Y speed and you have this thing called the input vector, and then you set the input vector and then you have to set it again, and then you connect this to that, and it was so complicated. But in the end, I just do what I do all the time and just, you know, do it manually, more or less. You just take the X and Z from here, you put it on there, and you get the Y from this. Because you're not going to need to change it unless you jump. Or like you run up a slope of some kind, which we'll get there when we get there, cross that bridge and all. Yeah, the only other thing that I can do right now is add kind of a jump thing. So what we can do, we can actually go off of this is grounded thing down here, and we can extrude that, and basically have another branch, and to look for the jump axis, get axis raw, and we want jump, which is the space bar in this case. All right. So let's do that, and then the branch will be is this greater than 0. Yeah. And if it is, that means that we have some kind of axis going on. Let's actually set it to 0.1 just to be like extra sure. Okay. So if it is true, first off, we're just going to detect if it's true. So we're going to log debug message log string literal and jump. And what this will do is basically in this console area here, anytime that I do a log message kind of thing, it'll pop up there. So if I hit spacebar, yep, we had like 6 frames of jump. Okay. So what we want after this, move this off to the side, is that we only want this to happen once, and we only want it to happen again when that is false. So we actually want a sequence here, 2 steps. The first step is, well, the first step is to set the Y speed. The second step is to reset this once over here. And then, let's see. And what are we doing once? Well, we are adding a force. Add force. And we're just going to go straight up. Create vector 3. And we're going to create a new variable called jump height. It's going to be a float. And that's going to be our Y. And it's going to be impulse. Impulse is more of a punch kind of thing. And let's just set the jump height to 5 for now. That might be too high. And let's see if that works. Oh, nope, it's not. Let's see, what are we calculating? Okay, okay, I'm gonna have to look into this a little more, which is fine, because we have run out of time for today in Unity. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out. And hey, would you look at that? Did you see that profile? Did I not? Hold on. Oh gosh, I forgot to do something. Okay, good. Now I can exit out. Okay, did you see that background there? Does it look familiar to you? Is it The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? I think it is. Yeah, so, we're gonna start doing that here in a sec. So yeah, stick around for that. I will be right back. Let's say I don't know actually. Yeah, let's go ahead and say 2:20. Now let's say 2:30. I said 2:30 online. I'm going to say 2:30 here. Okay, so I will be right back. And at 2:30, we will be playing some Breath of the Wild Master Mode. I'll see you then. Bye.